Hey y'all. It's your girl Shema Ladd, personal development, premarital life coach. Welcome to my channel. Welcome in. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out to get this information out, to build my channel as I try to grow. So here we discuss a lot of things, but mostly identity. How to identify your gifts, your talents, your skills, turn them into a business, understand what God has placed in you, why He called you, what's your purpose on this earth, how to start a business, how to develop personally and become the person you want to be and live the life you want to live. Okay? So today we're talking about breaking away from the norm. How do you get away? How do you reach success? Reaching success. That should be what this video is. How do we reach success? You reach success by going against the grain. Where'd you get that from, Shema? The Bible. The Bible. Be ye not conformed to the ways of this world, but be renewed. The transformation of your mind. You can't conform to the ways of this world. If you're conforming to the ways of this world, you might be doing well for a period of time, but that's not the way to make it to success. You have to go against the grain. Example, if everybody else is out partying, drinking, having a good time, sexing, that means they ain't at work and they ain't hustling and they ain't grinding. Unless you're a stripper or a bartender, something like that. You know, but for the most part, you got to grind. You have to grind. And if you're a grinder, that means you're not doing a whole lot of partying. You're not doing a whole lot of partying. You're dealing with a lot of other things. Going against the grain, going against the family grain. We do things like this. We talk like this. We walk like this. We work these kind of jobs and we don't go any higher. Okay? Even though at the family reunions, they're going to tell everybody to go higher, do better, do more. Ooh, ooh. But the real is, if you do that, how many people know what's going to happen? Type your answers in. Type your answer in. If you go higher and you do better, you know, you're going to have crabs in a bucket trying to pull you down. But that's the correct way to go. When you have crabs in a bucket reaching at your ankles, trying to pull you down, that means you're doing something we're not supposed to do. Get back in here. Get back here. What you doing? Okay? And this is when the gossip start. You got the gossip. Gotta have the gossip. Gotta have the lies and the slander to try to control you to get you back there. But what happens when you go back? Type your answers in. What happens when you go back into the bucket with the crabs? You stay in the bucket. Maybe some salt water, tap water. I don't know what kind of water. But y'all all in the water, in the bucket, together. Doing what? I'll let y'all answer that on your own. Doing what? Okay. So even as a child, I learned that going against the grain was the only way to make it. Because I say the biggest thing I really picked up when I started learning how to become successful was watching my family. I really ain't trying to dog families, y'all. You know I'm not. But I think a lot of us have the same experiences when it comes to family. But I just have to say the truth. I just have to say what it is. And so I noticed in my family where people would try, the ones that tried to stand up and say something, like say one family member did another family wrong. when the person who was done wrong stood up to say, they shouldn't have did this, they shouldn't have did that, you ain't, that ain't what we do, even though the person was right. They'll go against the person that was right to protect the person that was wrong. Instead of telling the person, you need to apologize. That wasn't right. No. Because the same way you raise your kids, like your siblings. Like my kids, if you took that from your brother, give it back. If you snatch that out their hand, you don't snatch nothing from me. Give it back and give it back nicely. You know, you keep here. No, go pick it up and give it back correctly. See, we can teach our children that, but our families don't act that way. That's not how that normally goes. If you agree with that, type yes or no. Type yes or no. You know, the family, and I've seen it even with people who get molested, you know, sexually assaulted. You see it all through society. You see it all through North America. You get sexually assaulted, you done raped your child, or your nephew, your niece, and what do the family do? Type your answer in. What do the family normally do? If you got a good family, they're going to call the police and report it and lock their butt up. But most families ain't like that. So what do? They go against the person that told, which is the victim, the child who got molested. I have somebody in my family right now, a couple years ago. She came out and told her mama that her daddy had molested her. Mama slapped her. Told her that she was lying. You hear me? And guess who I am in the family? I'm the one that's going to speak the truth. And I'm the one that's going to say, no, you go to jail. No, that ain't how you handle your child. They will bury it for the wrongdoer over the one that's right. You have to go against the grain. People are not going to like it, but it's the only way you succeed. That's how you reach success. When you go into businesses, you're going to have... I watched Joel Osteen for years talk about how he tried to get that church he has now, that big stadium. He said there was one city council member always voted no. Nope. And he didn't have to have a vision or a dream that was so big that he would own the Houston Rockets Stadium as a church. He could have just been thinking about some little nice something on the corner of the neighborhoods, corner street corner. But he went against the grain. When everybody was been saying your dream too big, your vision too big, you can't do that, you can't do it. He could have listened and sat right back down with the crabs. Got a nice little church in a neighborhood in Houston on the street corner somewhere. But he had a vision that God gave him. He went against the grain and the naysayers who thought that it was impossible and unachievable. He went against the city council member. He endured. Resilient for years until finally that person gave up and said yes. You have to go against the grain. If you're not going against the grain and you don't have people trying to stop you, talk about you, pull you back in that bucket, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. If you're wanting everybody to be so nice and sweet and kind to you and see all the good things that you're trying to do for people and places and you're just trying to help the community, and now a person like me would say, great, can I help you with what? Let's collaborate. Let's partner up. What can I bring? What can you bring? Can we get the community to start coming and start marketing? But that's people that are like me. People that are like you. That's not a lot of people. Again, we don't have a lot of friends because we don't want to be in the bucket. How many people get out the bucket? I might see one 50 miles down the road, in the 50 miles down the sand. Oh, there goes another one that got out. How long is it going to take me to get to that person? Let's crawl that way. There's another me. There's not a lot like you. Even when it comes to relationships and spouses, people on my level have the same issue. Even when it comes to, look at the celebrities. They all stay in a loop with each other. Because people who are not on that level, who have not entered that realm, they don't understand the ropes. They don't understand the mindset that takes place there. They don't understand the games that can be played. You have to be sharp. You have to know the kind of games that are played on that level, the type of agendas that usually come with that level, the responsibilities that come with that level. You have to know that stuff. So you try to deal with those who already know what it takes to get there. They already know you have to go against the grain. You're going to be the different one. You're going to be one of the few. You're going to be the one that dresses differently, that looks differently. Your hairstyle's different. You walk different. You're going to be the one. All the crabs don't get out because all of them don't want to get out. They rather talk about you for getting out and then try to convince you you're not going to make it. But then when you make it, they still sitting in the bucket. But they watched you climb out. They literally watched you climb out. But they're still in the bucket. Don't think that they have something nice to say about you. Now, some might later decide to support you because now they're like, oh, I can actually get out and actually do it. Yeah, you can own a big stadium to have a church. You can own a big, huge hotel somewhere. You can do these things. But you're going to have to go against the grain. And it's going to hurt. And it's going to be hard. And you're going to have to make decisions that everybody else won't make. And that's why you can't listen to everybody. Because they're all going to be making the same decision. And they're going to tell you to make that decision. So you're going to have to learn how to watch my video on standing alone and not on religion. Standing alone and not on religion. Watch that video. Because it'll connect with this video. Okay. So the best way to get to success is going against the grain and doing all the hard work. It's not easy being on this level. It's not easy because you have to put in the work. Your mind works. You're a brain thinker. You implement your mind. You get out there and you learn the new tools. All these AI tools, they have all these AI, open AI in Canva, AI everywhere. Get out and learn them. Learn those tools while everybody is avoiding it. I talked to a friend yesterday, never even heard of ChatGPT. Never even heard of ChatGPT. Hey, I've been out for a minute. How come you haven't heard of ChatGPT? Learn the skills you need to learn to stay updated. Get up in the morning before you go to work. On your lunch break, log on to your laptop, your iPad, whatever you got. Keep grinding. The grind don't stop. Again, if you at somewhere partying and drinking and you on vacation all the time, well, that tells me you're not learning. You learning how to relax. That's cool. But is it keeping you relevant? You want to stay relevant. You want to stay relevant in the industry, in the marketplace. You want to stay relevant. And that takes you going against the grain, doing all the things you don't feel like doing. You rather sit on the couch and eat bonbons. That's how I be feeling. Bring me back some bonbons. And so, but while I'm eating them bonbons, I'm on my laptop too. You know. So, yeah. You got to go against the grain. I learned that since childhood, watching family. Those who choose convenience over inconvenience. Those who choose the wide path over the narrow path. Those who choose foolishness over sound mind and sound doctrine. And the Bible speaks of all of these things. The virgins. Some had their oil, they was ready to go. They stayed up all night watching that oil, making sure somebody else didn't come take their oil and try to play a game and do the switcheroo on them. Do the USA on them. I'm gonna call it. They made sure they was watching their lamps so ain't nobody do the USA on them. And then you had the other virgins who wasted their oil. Feeling good because they was looking fly, smelling good. Ooh, the bridegroom coming, baby. Yes. I got a little oil to spend. Hey, I might even spread some on my head. I might even drink a little something. Let me dip my toast in there. Hey, they partied all night. And then when it got close to, they was like, oh, dang, give us some oil. They was like, no, it's only enough for me. And I'm going in with the groom. You wanted to do that. I wanted to do this. Okay. Certain brides went against the grain of the other brides. They went against the grain. It was hard. They wanted that. They wanted to taste some of that oil too. They wanted to rub a little on their skin to make sure it was shining before the groom got there too. They wanted to put a little, maybe I'll smell good here, so he smelled me too good. He might smell on me good. Yeah, they wanted to too. But they had a choice to make. Is your oil going to be ready? Or do you want to splurge a little bit? You got to go against the grain. You have to do hard things. And that's one of the top things I taught my children. Do hard things. I didn't let them do anything easy. I actually even bought this book written by some teenagers some years ago, Brett and somebody else, and the book they wrote was called Do Hard Things. And I made all my kids, stepkids, all my kids had to read that book because I needed them to understand early in their foundation, do it hard anyway. Even if you don't have to, I want you to do it hard. Do it the hard way because I wanted to teach my children resilience. I wanted to teach them longevity. I wanted to teach them how to have a strong mental mind, how to be disciplined. I wanted to teach them how to stand strong in confidence in their mind, that no matter what nobody threw at them, nothing was hard. They're going to get it done and they're going to do it well. That's how I raised my kids from their foundations. I didn't let them do anything easy. They did everything hard. So nothing is hard to them. I mean, some things may be difficult, but their foundation and their muscle memory, their mind, nothing is hard to them. They're going to get it done and they're going to make it look good because they've been raised that way since they was a kid. Do hard things. Do it hard anyway because it helps build your character. It helps build you up in your personal development and it carries on to other areas in your life. Do hard things. Go against the grain. That's how you get to success. Because now when people look at my children, I can't tell you how many business owners always try to, my middle son, Jari, they always trying to offer him jobs. But he's not, I didn't raise my kids to be workers. But of course, they started off working in jobs. But I can't tell you how many managers and business owners see how my children work when they're out and about. And they give them their cards and say, call me, call me. My kids will never have a problem getting a job. Not ever. And I'm the same way. My father passed. I'm in the hospital. I have nurse after therapist coming to offer me jobs because they see how I run my ship when I hit the scene as a nurse. They see how I run my ship and they know I don't play. I don't play, you know. And so go against the grain. It makes you shine. It makes you stick out, but it also brings you haters. It also brings you jealousy because other people did not develop their discipline. They did not develop their resilience and endurance. They did not develop their heart of compassion and humility. Or they didn't allow the Lord to develop it because they were too busy fighting back, trying to keep their head held up high, and no, they don't want nobody busting their bubble. So they haven't went through the process of knowing what it means to walk in the humility of the Lord. Okay, so humble yourself to the Lord for Him to teach you true humility. And He'll walk with you as you go against the grain. You get blessings for that. You level up for that. So, yeah. That's what I got to say about reaching success. So, till the next time, whoop, whoop, on Help Me Out. Hit like and subscribe. Go to futuremepro.com, hit the contact list, contact me for some mentoring, coaching, accountability. I have one person who just simply is trying to write a book and they just simply want accountability. So, yeah. Y'all have a blessed day. See your girl on the next one. Peace out.